Hi, this is Kathi Quin with Floriani. Floriani is a division of R&K Distributing, and I'm going to welcome you to this week's Project of the Week. Well, this week I want to show you something in my Total Quilter, something that I did not understand how to do and got a lesson. So I wanted to share that lesson with you. I'm going to come up and I'm just going to select one of our Applique quilt blocks. This is our Applique quilt icon. And I'm just going to select a block here, doesn't matter what. And I wanted to first of all come in here and I am going to, using my object selection for my applique quilt, remember they're the purple icons, I'm going to left mouse click and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to add fabric. Okay, so I'm going to add the fabrics I've loaded in here. And I'm going to select this one. I'm going to add some fabric. Come on down and let's pick another one of my fabrics that I've added. I've already gone over a lesson on how to do this. Add your own fabrics. I just want to show you how to see those fabrics when you need to put these together. And we'll pick, let's pick this one. Okay. Now, if I was going to cut these pieces and make this applique quilt block, it would be fairly easy because obviously it would be easy to match three pieces to their placement lines on our mesh or our fabric or whatever you're putting your placement lines on. It would stitch out those placement lines and it would be very easy to place these three pieces of fabric. But what if you're coming to something like this? Now, as you can see, I've got lots of different shapes and lots of pieces of fabric. So when I cut this, it could take a little bit of sitting there building the puzzle. Even this one's not too difficult, but what if you're going to do this and you're going to create your own? Now, as you can see, this isn't a block, this is long, this is for a clutch I'm making. So I have created my own Crazy Quilt applique quilt block and I'm ready to go with it. But now if I wanted to print this and I want to be able to see the fabrics in it, how would I do that? So I'm going to show you, because remember these fabrics are not artwork. So if I just went to File, Print Preview, and I'm going to tell it, we're going to come in here and I'm going to go to my settings. Let's go to my settings. I'm going to tell, I don't want the color analysis. See, I don't want to show crosshairs. Having a little bit of a challenge here turning these things off with my mouse. Well, it just doesn't want to do it. I'm left mouse clicking in here. Sometimes when I have my recorder on, it doesn't want to cooperate with me. In fact, it doesn't want to cooperate at all. So we're going to come again and let's see if I can even get this to close. Oh, there we go. Okay, I don't want my crosshair, I don't want color analysis, and I do want to print it all in one page. And that's all I want. So, okay. Now you can see very clearly this is all I have. Well, that's not going to be easy to match up. Where do my fabric pieces go? So I'm going to, my first initial thing was to go here and say, well, let's just add the artwork. Well, when I do that, it did not add any artwork, and I found out that's because the fabric is not considered artwork. So let me show you how we would do this. So I'm going to close this. Now when we select this block and we want to go to export it, because remember we're using the purple icon, so we're going to export this applique quilt block. Now I'm going to come down here and where it says image, I'm going to go to print options. See, image, print options. I'm going to go ahead and say preview. Now do you see how nice it has my colors in it? So now I don't want to print all the pages to do with this, because if I start looking, it's going to show me what's going to print, how the pieces that I'm going to cut. I've got lots of pages in here, but I really don't need those. All I want is the original page, so I have a pattern to go by. So I'm going to change this, print pages 1 to 1, and then I'm going to go to print. When I go to print, Now this is going to print out just like this with the fabrics and everything in it. Now I'm not going to push print because if I do, well, I'll go ahead. It'll go to my printer. I'm going to go ahead and say print. My printer is going to come up and it's going to print. So when I print this, now I will have this all printed. So my printer is doing it. And let me show you when my printer comes up something I want to check for. Now, everybody's printer doesn't have this option. Most new printers do. I want to print this as a PDF. Now, I could come down and I could tell it to print in a lot of different things, but I'm going to leave it at PDF because that uses the least ink. It's a small file. It's not a large file, so it prints fairly quickly. Then I can say print and that will print out. So now, when you need to do these appliquilt blocks, and you've got blocks that have lots and lots of pieces, and you wanted to add the fabrics, and you want to know which ones to cut for which way, that way it's very easy for you, because when we go and we've exported this block, I'm going to go ahead and put this block as POW, if it'll let me, with my blessings, my little blessings here. Project of the week, and we're going to put February. So I've got this and I'm going to export this. And the reason I really like this is because now let me show you what I love. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to come to my library. I'm going to go to my appliquilt and I'm going to go to my POW February. And let's look at these designs. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get a new piece of paper real quick. Now, if I go to these designs, if I want to pull this over onto my desktop, notice it's showing me which fabric that is. So that way it's real easy to cut, because I will save this and I will call it Blue Floral. And I'll go through and I'll do all of them that way. I'll open another page. Because remember, I'm going to cut this out on my cutter. So when I do that, I'm going to come and I'm going to drag these out. That's going to be my green. So you can see now, if we do that, how nicely and easily it'll be to go ahead and place these where they belong, because I have printed out my template. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little lesson. I sure enjoyed learning about it because I thought it was a feature we didn't have. And when I called in, I was told, oh, we have that feature. You just have to know how to access it. So I wanted to share that with you, and I hope you enjoyed this week's Project of the Week. I look forward to seeing you again next week.